Back at home and back on the air, it's Sunfish Baseball from Sioux Falls, live at Karras Park on the campus of Augustana University. It's the 10-13 Sioux Falls Sunfish as they host the 7-15 Pierre Trappers. Hello, Sunfish fans. It's David Coyer once again on the Sioux Falls Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream on YouTube. It was the Trappers' night last night. They scored 6 unanswered to take a 6-3 lead. The Sunfish rallied late to try and score 2. They got 2 across. They just needed 1 more, but couldn't get it done for the 5th game this season that the Trappers of Sunfish have finished with just a 1-run difference. The Trappers have won 3 of those 5 games. Tonight, it's Caleb Karras on the mound for Sioux Falls. His last appearance came against the Trappers on the 16th. In fact, Karras has made 3 appearances on the season, all 3 against the Pierre Trappers. And here's the lineup that he's going to face tonight. Fairly similar for everyone that he's seen all season. Leading off, playing right field, Caden Cardoso. Patrick Connor back at shortstop. He's batting second. Eric Mass, the center fielder, batting third. And Joey Bramante is batting cleanup, playing third base. The first 4 for the Trappers are all the same. Brock Reinhardt, Cole Yancey, Nicholas Strong follow them up, followed by Braden Cornish, and batting ninth, Thomas McKenna. That's the Trappers lineup that will start off against Caleb Karras on the mound. He has a 3.75 ERA through 3 games, 2 starts. He's 1-0 on the season, getting his win in the 13-5 Sunfish routing on Wednesday. First pitch lined over the head of JT Mix at second off the bat of Caden Cardoso. First pitch, 6:35, right on time from Karras Park. And a leadoff base hit out of the hand of Caleb Karras gets us going. He went 5 innings of 1-run, 4-hit baseball, 9 strikeouts, tied for the team high last Wednesday, and also had 4 walks. He surrenders a leadoff single, and that brings up Patrick Connor. Connor takes a fastball for a strike on the inside corner. The radar gun not popping up out in the outfield. It is to my right, so I'll try and get some more of the speed as, well, Karras, he can deal. Curveball swung on and missed, 77 on that one. Last night, Connor went 2 for 4 with a run. He was one of the first 5 who reached and scored in that 5-run 6th inning. Cardoso, a moderate lead at first, a soft grounder to Mix at second. He tosses it to second to get the lead runner. Nice heads-up play. Cardoso was running right in front of JT Mix right as he was about to field it, tried to set that screen. And Cardoso still standing on second. I'm wondering if there's going to be an appeal at all. Chad Williams is saying no, he's staying there. I don't know what just happened. I thought the out was called. I guess not. So there are now no outs. Runners on first and second. I'm not sure what the actual call was on that. First pitch, a foul to the back left to Eric Mass. That was weird because I thought the out was called, and then Caden Cardoso was jogging off thinking he was out. Well, and then he started heading back. So now no outs, runners on first and second. Checking on point streak. Swing and a miss on the fastball from Karras puts Mass down 0-2. So they're giving it a single. That was weird. I could have swore that there was an out call, but it wasn't. Here's the righty-lefty matchup as Eric Mass, who, despite his short stature, can hit for power. Cardoso about halfway down the line, but a fastball on the outside quarter, 89, is blown by Mass for strikeout number 1.
Now batting the third baseman from the University of Maine, number 28, Joey Bramante.
Joey Bramante Last night went 1 for 3 with a run and 2 RBIs. Also had a walk and a strikeout. He's batting 184 on the season. But when he makes contact, he can drive the ball 2 home runs. So he takes a fastball swinging for strike 1. These teams playing each other a lot. This is the 11th head-to-head matchup between the Sioux Falls Sunfish and the Pierre Trappers, all in the month of June. They're 1 game tomorrow where we'll close off the month of June. They're 12 games before a 3-game series to kick off July. Runner goes down to third. Tibbetts, a high throw. Frazier has to bring it down. He protects that from going into left field. The stolen base to Gaten Cardoso. Patrick Connor stays at first. Now there's runners at first and second with 1 out. The throw from Tibbetts. That was a very high throw. And in warm-ups, Carter on his throw down to second, just to close off the warm-ups, well, it went sailing over the head of Jonathan Brandon. Or actually, over the head of JT Mix. Jonathan Brandon was backing up as Bramante gets a piece of this one, but it fouls out of play. So it might be a long day for Carter Tibbetts in terms of stolen bases or runners taken off. The Trappers not too aggressive on the base pass. Pickoff attempt at first. No tag by Lee Cohn. Just 27 stolen bases, now 28. They were tied for last. Now they take a 1 stolen base lead. Kranz checks over at first, now at third, and delivers. Runner goes down to second. The throw, the double steal picked off. The throw from Mix back home. And the bait by Patrick Connor works as Carter Tibbetts tried throwing it down. It landed in front of second, had to be dug out by JT Mix. Gaten Cardoso took home, and it's a 1-0 ball game. It was a low pitch and a very questionable decision by Tibbetts to throw, as his arm hasn't really been working much today. Now here's the 2-2. Fastball misses high, 89 miles an hour to make it a full count to Bramante. While Bramante is struggling throughout the rest of the season, it's against the Sunfish that he thrives. He's batting .350 as he drives this one high and deep to left center. Forte lost it in the sun. He's stumbling, but he finds it for out number 2. Initially, Forte didn't move off the bat, and I don't know if the sun's in his eyes. It's still kind of up in the sky. It doesn't seem in many other games that the left fielder for either team really struggles on a pop fly, at least this early in the game. And I don't know if the wind was just giving him a bad read, the wind blowing directly in from left field. This one lined up the middle for a base hit off the bat of Brock Reinhardt. Here comes Connor. The throw in from Kenneth Dutka is not in time. It bounces into the chest of Carter Tibbetts. Connor will score from second. And a 2-out RBI single by Brock Reinhardt puts the Trappers up 2-0 here in the top of the first inning. Cole Yancey now up for the Trappers. He was one of the guys who wasn't in the lineup last night. He hasn't played since the 17th against the Sunfish. A curveball misses low. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Alex Shoemaker behind Carter Tibbetts calling the balls and strikes today. Chad Williams was behind the plate yesterday. He's now in the field. Another curveball blocked in the dirt by Tibbetts. Yancey batting .250 with 10 strikeouts. Has 2 doubles and 7 walks. Here's the 1-1. Curveball curves to the outside part of the zone. It's now 1 ball, 2 strikes. But the Trappers, while they seem to struggle against every other team in the Expedition League, well, they've played against the Sunfish 10 times this season, this marking the 11th. Here's the 1-2. A high pitch fouled. Keeps Yancey alive. The Trappers are batting .229 on average for the season. That's with all of their 22 games. Now, for the 10 that they've played against the Sunfish, they're batting 17 points higher with a .246. Grounder right side, that gets through for a base hit. Reinhardt's heading to third. The throw from Thompson all the way to third, and a hard slide by Reinhardt. Keeps him on the base, though, as the tag was applied by Frazier on the hopping throw from Thompson. Back-to-back singles with one out, and Kranz is struggling early. Now, Kranz, he's in his last 2 starts, his only 2 starts of the season, he's gone 5 innings in both of them. It was just his first appearance on June 4th against the Trappers here at Karras Park, where he was in relief and had 2 innings. Right now, he's allowed 3 runs already. 2 runs, excuse me. Two runs already allowed, and all of them off base hits. He hasn't walked anyone. He has a strikeout, though. And we'll see if he can get out of this runners at the corners jam. Nicholas Strong at the plate. Grounds one to Frazier at third. Plays it off the hop. Sets and fires it to Lee Cone for out number 3. The Trappers cross 2 off 4 hits, no errors with 2 left on base. It's Trappers 2. We'll see what the Sunfish can do in the bottom of the first inning from Karras Park. It's the Sunfish with their all-whites tonight, who are trying to come back now from a 2-0 deficit that the Trappers have given them, crossing 2 in the top half of the first inning. It's Mason Torvey on the mound, a familiar foe, who just threw a 73-mile-an-hour curveball for a ball to JT Mix. It's JT Mix, Kenneth Dutka, Jonathan Brandon, and Will Olson, the first 4. This time, it's tough with Torvey. And I've said this the past couple times he's pitched against the Sunfish. I was even in between innings talking with their broadcaster about this. I'm not sure what pitches he's even throwing as Mix skyrockets this one into center field. An easy out for Eric Mast. Because Torvey's pitches, I don't think I've ever seen him hit 80 on the radar gun. All of those were in the mid to low 70s. And, well, it's hard to determine because there is a little bit of movement on it, but I don't know if it's a slider, a curveball, or fastball because, well, they're all moving the same. That one was a curveball, 72 on the radar gun, that almost hits Kenneth Dutka. Dutka playing center field tonight. Tibbetts, Thompson, Licone, Frazier, Forte as Dutka drives this one hard down the left field line. That's hooking, just foul. Off the end of the bat, opposite field. Dutka on second. He now has to make the long walk all the way back home. He's making the trot. His teammate Jonathan Brandon picking up the bat for him. Dutka was on the Fish Tank today, this official Sunfish podcast. You can find it on, you can find it on Spotify. I know where you can find it. I just had a mind blank there for a second. You can find it on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and SoundCloud. Here's the 1-1. The time a fastball misses away. 2 balls, 1 strike to Dutka. And it was on that I was talking to him, and he says on broadcast he prefers Kenneth. Takes that one off the end of the bat out of play as well. Because I asked him at the beginning of the season in Fremont, it's like, do you want Kenny or Kenneth? And he's like, it does not matter to me. And I'm just like, okay. Everyone else called him Kenny. In a private setting, he says he goes by Kenny. Here's the 2-2. Off the end of the bat again, this time to the back netting. That foul ball presented by Keg Chicken. Order it, eat it, crave it. Keg Chicken. I've had Keg Chicken. It's absolutely delicious. So, yeah, let's have Keg. The 2-2. Grounded off of the outside hip, the left hip of Kenneth Dutka. That's going to get a little bit taking used to. But on the podcast today, he said, well, no, from PA broadcasting standpoints, he wants Kenneth. And so I said, okay, I got you. Outside pitch, grounded to second. Dutka running it out. The throw from Cordes in time for out number 1. Braden Cordes at second tonight. Gave a nice charge to that one and threw it from the grass in front of second base. 2 up, 2 down. It's Jonathan Brandon. From left to right in the outfield, Cole Yancey, Eric Mast, Caden Cardoso. Joey Bramante at third tonight. Patrick Connor at short with Braden Cordes and Nicholas Strong on the right side. Thomas McKenna behind the dish for Mason Torvey. Brandon swings through a curveball for strike 1. And it's pitchers like Torvey on this Trappers team that the Sunfish keep saying, this is why we hate playing the Trappers. A slider misses away. It's now 1 ball, 1 strike to J-Bo. Here's the 1-1. Fastball misses away. It's now 2-1. But his fastball on that one, 75 on the gun. And many of the Sunfish hitters are just like, we're tired of these slow pitches. Fastball inside misses the corner. It's 3 balls and 1 strike to Brandon. Some of these guys, including Jonathan Brandon, coming from Division I colleges. Curveball misses low. And the 2-out walk gets the first base runner for Sioux Falls. But they're used to Division I arms. And, you get guys who their fastball is high 80s, low 90s. There's even some guys, including Krantz, who can hit 89 on the radar gun. People like Mitch Stone, Matt Hess hit the low 90s. Will Olson up takes a slider from Torvey. And so when a slider like that one is 68 miles an hour, it's hard to get your timing down because you're used to some harder arms. A 73-mile-an-hour changeup Olson got a piece of but fouled it to the back netting. It's 1-1. Last night, Olson 1 for 3 with 2 walks and a strikeout. There goes Jonathan Brandon, but a foul from Olson is going to send him back to first. And there's a lot of guys on this team. Again, when you're playing a team now 11 times, well, you start to see some guys who they've really only played against the Trappers. And while Olson missed the weekend series against the Whiskey Jacks, he's only played against the Saber Dogs and the Whiskey Jacks. This one skyrocketed to center field. Coming in as Mast, he's going to make the catch on the run for out number 3. A 2-out walk leaves Jonathan Brandon stranded. No runs crossed for the Sunfish. It's a 2-0 ball game after 1 complete here from Karras Park. So time is going to be called immediately here at Karras Park, and I do know why, because we had some confusion between the innings. Only 2 runs have crossed. I think there's just some confusion between the umpires and what was maybe on the scoreboard in the first inning. They told us in between innings that there were 3 runs that crossed. Now Montario May for the Trappers and Walker Bullington both are out as home plate umpire Alex Shoemaker. Both had... Alex Shoemaker told us it was 3 runs. He's now talking to Montario May. I'm not sure what the final decision is going to be because there are only 2 runs crossed. And so I'm not sure what's happening right now. Alex Shoemaker is now talking to Braden Cordes, who's going to be leading it off for the Trappers. And now the Trappers are saying, no, there were 2 runs. Caden Cardoso is being a little jokester down there. He's like, no, we scored 6 runs in the first inning trying to get a nice lead. But there was some confusion between the umpiring crew and, well, what everyone else had. First pitch, grounded, charging to Frazier, plays it off the hop, fires it over to first a little bit high, but Lee Cohn can make the catch for out number 1. They beat Cordes by just about half a step. First pitch from Caleb Kranz to Braden Cordes is a ground out. And, well, after that scoring mishap, I think everyone's on the same page. It is now 2-0 still in the top of the second inning from Karras Park. Kranz in his second inning of work faces against Thomas McKenna. A fastball misses low and away for ball 1. The Sunfish did not see McKenna last night. As he drives this one opposite field, there goes Thompson. He's not going to be able to get it. He gloves it, fires it in. McKenna took a hard round around first. A throw from Mix to first, not in time, to a diving McKenna. He looked like he was going to try and get second, but Thompson, the 6'7" frame, able to stab that one out of the air and get the hard throw into second. A 1-out single for Thomas McKenna brings us back to the top of the order. And McKenna, who's batting .333 in 5 games against the Sunfish coming into today, stays hot. And Cordes, who led off the game with a single, takes a breaking ball outside for ball 1. He is one of the 2 runs that scored 2 runs, not 3, that scored in the first inning. He fouls one out of play over the football complex behind me. But I was getting at, we kind of covered it on the Fish Tank podcast. Again, find it on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and SoundCloud. Kenneth Dutka, the guest today with myself and Walker Bullington. It was a really fun episode. Give it a listen. The 1-1 is a pickoff attempt at first. But what we talked about, and I kind of brought it up to Walker Bullington, is, and I brought it up yesterday on the broadcast, the Sunfish played to their opponent's level. The Sunfish, on paper, are a better team than the Pierre Trappers. Cardoso takes another one out of play. It's now 1 ball, 2 strikes. And while they're a better team on paper than the Trappers, heck, most teams, if not all teams in the Expedition League, are a better team on paper than the Pierre Trappers, who are 7-15. Well, 5 of the 7 victories for Pierre, time is called. 5 of the 7, there we go, I keep getting tongue-tied. 5 of the 7 victories are against Sioux Falls, who in the 10 previous matchups, the 2 teams have split with each other, and while the Sunfish haven't performed to their level. In fact, hitting-wise, they hit 20 points less against the Trappers than they do against every other team. Fastball gets Cardoso looking. He was playing with the dirt in the batter's box. I thought maybe Shoemaker might have the wrong count, but Cardoso just wanted to play and have a couple words with Alex Shoemaker behind the plate. Out number 2 is a strikeout looking to Cardoso, the second of the day for Kranz. Pickoff attempt at first, no good. And all 21 strikeouts for Crans have come against the Trappers. This one drilled high into left field off the bat of Patrick Connor. Coming in is Forte, who makes the catch on the run for out number 3. So a one-out single by Thomas McKenna does nothing for the Trappers, who still hold that 2-run lead as we head to the bottom of the second inning from Sioux Falls. Carter Tibbetts leading it off in the bottom of the second. Sunfish pitching has allowed 4 hits tonight, 2 runs through the first 2 innings, while the Sunfish remain hitless. Tibbetts swings through a fastball for strike 1. And again, it's the slow pitches that gets the Sunfish ahead of some of these fastballs or even the breaking balls. There's a curveball 67 taken inside by Tibbetts. The 1-1 drilled to shortstop. The backhand can't be made by Patrick Connor, and that's going to go into the outfield for a base hit for Carter Tibbetts. And I spoke it, and it came into existence. My broadcaster's curse is in full effect right now. It seems to happen all the time. And it happens in situations where I don't even mean it to, because I've tried it where I'm just like, oh, the Sunfish aren't about to score 10 runs today. Well, that's not going to work. But it's on those small things. Gannon Thompson takes a slider high. It's on the small things, though, that, well, like that, Carter Tibbetts got a hit after Torvey didn't allow one yet. Now another slider hits the zone. No swing by Gannon Thompson for strike 1. Thompson got yesterday off after playing, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 straight. This time, breaking ball misses. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. But he went 0 for 3 in game 2 on Sunday. Pickoff attempt at first, no good. 0 for 3 on Sunday. Actually, 0 for 6 if you count both games of the doubleheader for the big man. The 2-1, fastball inside. It's 3 balls, 1 strike now to Thompson. But on Saturday, he got his first home run of the season, a game-tying homer against the Whiskey Jacks. He skyrockets this one to the shallow infield. Cordes, now trotting to his left, plays it right where he started out and gets out number 1 on the infield fly. Jesus Licone steps up. He writes something in the, well, if there was dirt there, it's just the turf, so you can't see anything that he even attempted to write. But it's Lee Cohn with one out, runner at first. Takes a strike at the chest. It was a very delayed strike call by Alex Shoemaker. Lee Cohn almost got in a fight as he takes a pitch inside. Almost got in a fight against the Whiskey Jacks. The two teams were not liking each other. Slider misses away. But man, like, out of the two teams in the Expedition League that the Sunfish have played the most, it's the Trappers followed by the Whiskey Jacks. And, well, the Sunfish do not like the Whiskey Jacks. This time, a fastball misses high. It's 3 balls, 1 strike to Lee Cohn. Lee Cohn has 8 walks on the season. As a slider hits the outside corner for a strike. Very delayed strike call again by Shoemaker, but I think Lee Cohn knew it was a strike because he didn't even attempt to trot down to first. Here's the payoff from Torvey. Popped into right field. Cardoso has room drifting to his left for out number 2. But it was a lot of chirping between the two teams this weekend, the Sunfish and the Whiskey Jacks, and it led to some post-game, you know, people had to be held back on Saturday. And it was Game 2 Sunday where Lee Cohn almost threw down. Dane Frazier takes a pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Frazier batting .200. Ended his hitless streak this weekend against Wheat City. Went 1 for 4 on Saturday, 1 for 4 in Game 2 on Sunday. Hits one opposite field, a blooper that's hooking just foul. It's 2 on the day for the Sunfish, where if it lands, it might be extra base hits. Tibbetts might even be able to score, as it was just a bit shallow down the right field line. A long run for Cardoso. 2 outs, bottom of the second. The Trappers lead by 2. Trappers wearing their white bottoms with blue uniforms, blue hats, gold brims. A swing and a miss on a fastball by Dane Frazier puts him down 1-2. So white pants for both teams, but white tops for the Sunfish, blue and gold for the Trappers. There goes Tibbetts, pitch in the dirt, throw down from McKenna. A strike, but Tibbetts swims out of the way and is called safe. Braden Cordes, who might have missed the tag. There's a Trappers fan here who's saying, "Are you nuts?" Saying, "Where did that miss?" And here comes Monterio May, who's also wondering the same thing. The throw was just to the right of second base. It was in time where if a clean, obvious tag had been made, it definitely would have gotten Tibbetts. But the thing is, Tibbetts had a slide where he kind of like almost did a little bit of a pencil roll out of the way into second base. May's kind of pumping his fists, talking to Chad Williams out there. And from here, I couldn't see if Cordes actually made contact. It looked like he might have, and it was definitely very close. If he made contact, he should be out. I can't speculate whether the contact was made or not. If it was contact made, he's out. If there wasn't, obviously he's safe. But we'll never know the safe call was made. Frazier on the 2-2. Small blooper into right field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Tibbetts gets the stop sign. He falls down before he makes his way back to third. The throw in was cut off by Strong just up the first baseline. Strong wasn't even looking over at third because he was just going to let the run score. Tibbetts makes his way all the way over to third after stealing the pitch prior. Dane Frazier with a 2-out single puts runners at the corners for Adonis Forte. Sunfish running, they kind of keep their head down as a fastball misses away to the lefty Forte. He was one of 3 who had a home run in Game 1 on Father's Day, and he hit it in front of his father, who's listening tonight. Forte gets a piece of that one, but it's out of play. Evens the count at 1-1. Forte out in left field tonight, batting .333 on the season. Takes a sweeping slider for a strike on the inside corner. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. But Sunfish running, they keep their heads down sometimes. And when Lane Hovde at third, grounder right side, gloved by Connor just behind second base. The throw over in time to Nicholas Strong. The speedy Forte couldn't run it out. Nice show of range by Patrick Connor, who backhanded that one directly behind second base, coming over from short. 2 runners are stranded, and the Sunfish remain scoreless off of the 2 hits, no errors by the Sunfish. It's 2-0 Trappers as we head to the third. who really like to rely on a fastball as their bread and butter. Mitch Stone, runner goes to second, lined off the glove. JT Mix bobbles it, throws it over to first, a run will score. Krantz got a tip on it, and it died in front of JT Mix, who couldn't recover. He bobbled it a little bit on his throw over to first. Eric Mast will score. Brock Reinhardt makes it to second. Yancey is retired on the 4-3, and there's 2 outs, but it's a 3-0 ball game as the Trappers cross one more. And here's Nicholas Strong, who grounded out to end the first inning. He takes a fastball on the lower outside corner. Just checking just to make sure I got the right scoring on that last one. So they're calling it a putout, not a fielder's choice or a sacrifice on the 4-3. And here's the 0-1. Half swing up the first base line, charging his Licone. He gloves it, goes for the tag. He gets Nicholas Strong. The 2 umpires are pointing to each other on what the out call is. Alex Shoemaker makes the call that the tag was applied. Field umpire Chad Williams didn't have the view. But the out's going to be called on the 3 unassisted tag that gets Nicholas Strong. 1 more run scores in that inning. It's a 3-0 ball game as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. To the top of the order we go here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. The Trappers tack on 1 more, and now the Sunfish trail by 3. Mason Torvey almost hits JT Mix with a curveball on the inside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Mix flew out to center field on a hard hit ball. And it seems like the Sunfish do that a lot. A sweeping slider makes it 2-0. But it seems like the Sunfish hit the ball hard, but they tend to hit it right at someone. I'm going to say that one was a changeup. It was a bit slower than Torvey's usual fastball, but there wasn't much break to it unless it was just a very slow curveball. This time a breaking pitch hits the outside corner. It's 3 balls, 1 strike to JT Mix. And Mix on the season, he's on a 5-game hitting streak. He grounds this one to the left side. Bramante makes the easy glove over to first for out number 1.
Now batting the center fielder, number 1, Bennett.
Only 2 hits on the day for Sioux Falls. Yesterday, they had quite a bit more through the first 3 innings. 6 through the first 3 innings. They did leave quite a few stranded as well. 8 to be exact, as Kenneth Dutka takes a fastball away. Dutka grounded out in his first appearance. Grounds to the right side, into the diving glove of Nicholas Strong. He recovers, but the throw can't be made to a running Torvey. Torvey was more focused on trying to touch first. He couldn't get a glove on the throw from the ground of Nicholas Strong. And so Kenneth Dutka will reach. I think they're going to call that an E1, unless they'll call that an infield hit. It was a tough play. They're going to call that an infield hit, and I'll give that one to him. A nice dive by Nicholas Strong kept the ball in the infield, and that's a tough throw to make. Even if the throw was made and the catch, it would have been a bang-bang play. Jonathan Brandon takes a slider on the outside corner. Kenneth Dutka extends his few-game hitting streak because the pickoff attempt is no good at first. That's 7 games in a row for Kenneth that he has gotten a hit. Here's the 0-1. It hits JB. He was hit for the first time this past weekend against Wheat City, and I made a big deal because he was the last active player for the Sunfish that had yet to be hit. Because, well, the Sunfish like to get hit a lot. Before that, 41 times this season. That now marks the 42nd time and the second time that Jonathan Brandon has been hit. And with one out, runners on first and second, the tying run at the plate with Will Olson. Takes this one off the end of the bat to right field. Backing up is Cardoso. He's got plenty of room. Makes the catch. There goes Dutka on the tag. The throw is going to just bounce into Cordes. And Dutka is going to take up on the fly out by Will Olson to right field. Olson's a bit more of a pull ball hitter. Doesn't hit opposite field all too much with the power, but I mean, when he makes contact, he can drive it if he gets a hold of it. Here's Carter Tibbetts, who singled and made it all the way over to third in the last inning. There goes Jonathan Brandon to second. McKenna with the fake throw doesn't draw anything from Dutka at third. It's 1 ball, no strike now with 2 runners in scoring position. And here's where the Sunfish tend to struggle. Runners in scoring position, and more specifically, runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Tibbetts swings on a curveball for strike 1. And it's the runners left on base that Sioux Falls really struggles with. I mean, and throughout the entire first part of the season, a check swing, Tibbetts didn't go on a slider away, 2 balls, 1 strike. And if you just, per inning that Sioux Falls left a runner on, or even just per game, grounder to the right side, Cordes fields it on the short hop over to first, and well, for 3 straight innings, the Sunfish have left runners on. Their total's up to 5 now on the 4-3 putout here to end the third. 5 left stranded thus far for Sioux Falls. They trail by 3 after 3 from Karras Park.
second baseman, number 3, Braden.
Braden Cordes, Thomas McKenna, and Caden Cardoso due up to lead off the 4th inning. The Trappers still hold their 3-0 lead over the Sunfish in Game 11 between the two teams. 88-mile-an-hour fastball from Caleb Kranz misses high to lead off this at-bat. Cordes grounded out to kick off the 2nd inning his last time up. Skyrockets one out of play. And the Sunfish offense, again, leaving some runners stranded. And the Trappers hitting has attacked early once more as they, wow. Krantz does a little spin after a curveball misses inside and almost hits Braden Cordes. Now the throw in from Krantz. He was trying to get a new ball, sails over the head of both Carter Tibbetts and home plate umpire Alex Shoemaker. And well, it's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Grounder, hard hit to the left side. Brandon fields it, throws it over to Licone for out number 1. Doesn't matter what the count is. Cordes is retired.
Now batting picked after number 2, Thomas McKenna.
And Thomas McKenna steps up now. He had a hard hit single. Could have been extra bases, but Gannon Thompson played it well off the bat. McKenna before tonight went 1 for 3 against the Sabre Dogs as he takes a fastball away. From Spokane Falls Community College, teammates with the man who just grounded out Braden Cordes at Spokane Falls. Curveball hits the inside corner. It's now 1s across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out to McKenna. Good defensive catcher. Another curveball hits at the knees to McKenna, who's now down 1-2. Despite being 5'7", 155 behind the plate, well, he can throw it down hard to second base. Fouls it to the backstop.
That foul ball was produced by Thanksgiving. Order immediate Braden.
And I was talking earlier about how the Sunfish and the Whiskey Jacks, well, there was some bad blood between them, and in 8 games between the two, tensions started to rise, and between the Sunfish and the Trappers, that's happened a little bit. Another ground ball, 2-hopper into the glove of Brandon, over to Licone for out number 2. But the bad blood usually happens just during the game. A couple instances between the two teams where tensions might start to rise, but once the final out is recorded, for the most part, they start to die down and the two teams become cordial, especially at Hyde Stadium in Pierre. For the post-game meal, the two teams eat near each other. Fastball sails away to the back netting, not even a glove tipped by Tibbetts. It's 1-0 to Cardoso. Here's the 1-0. Strike hits the lower part of the zone for strike 1 to Cardoso. He singled and stole a base in the first before striking out in the second. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. A curveball. Cardoso down 1-2. Krantz, who had 9 strikeouts, tied for the team high in a single game. His last outing against the Trappers, only has 2 tonight. And for you college baseball fans in the bottom of the 4th, Vanderbilt just hit a home run. A curveball blocked in the dirt by Tibbetts. He's had his work cut out for him. I think that one bounced and hit him on the inside of the leg. He's walking around a little bit, taking a couple breaths with his mask off. It's 2s across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. But Vanderbilt extends their lead in tonight's College World Series matchup with a long ball. Here's the 2-2. No swing by Cardoso as a breaking ball missed in the dirt. Another good stop by Tibbetts. or excuse me, it's Stanford 4. I had the scores mixed up before the replay. Vanderbilt has cut the lead in half. It's 4-2 Stanford in the bottom of the 4th inning. No outs, though, in the bottom of the 4th. We're here in the top of the 4th from Karras Park, and the Trappers lead by 3. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Curveball got him. 3 up, 3 down with the 3rd strikeout of the day for Caleb Kranz. He's retired 5 straight and has kept the Trappers' lead to just 3. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th from Karras Park. It's Thompson, Licone, and Frazier due up after this. The Sioux Falls native, Gannon Thompson, leads it off for Sioux Falls. He popped one up to Cordes at second, his last time up. The Sunfish still remain scoreless through 4 after leading 3-0 through the 5th inning, and then they had a 3-1 lead headed into the 6th before surrendering 5 yesterday in the 6-5 loss to the Trappers. Thompson takes 2 breaking balls for 2 balls to kick off this at-bat. Mason Torvey still on the mound. A foul to the backstop from Thompson makes the count 2-1. And Torvey, in his 2 games against the Sunfish, his 2 starts, he's gone 5 innings in both of them. It was his start against the Sabre Dogs where he allowed 5 runs off 5 hits that he only made it through 1 inning. This time, a slow slider hits the inside corner, and now Thompson is even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swings on a breaking ball inside. Can't get a hold of that one. Alex Shoemaker really liking those inside pitches, so a good defensive cut by Thompson. Just unfortunate on the strikeout. That's the first K of the day for Torvey. Not much of a strikeout pitcher. In fact, that's just his 6th on the season. First pitch, Licone skyrockets one to the right side, but out of play. Again, it's hard telling the difference between these breaking balls and, well, fastballs. As Licone gets underneath one again, he's frustrated with himself on that one. But it's hard to tell the difference, especially when the speed's coming at you and you're seeing something coming in slow and wanting to just take a hack out of it. The 0-2 to Licone fouls it the exact same spot. And so when you're ahead of the pitch, obviously you're not making the best contact. And that's what the Trappers, while they don't have the velocity on their pitches, well, they have that on some of their hitters. And I think it was time called mid-windup for Torvey. He goes again on the 0-2. This one misses just inside at the knees, a fastball. So Licone got the timing down. He swings on this one, hits it hard to the left side. A diving stop by Connor. Steps up, fires. A one-hopper into the glove of a stretching Nicholas Strong. Gets the out from deep in the hole at short. Patrick Connor, I'll say it, a Sports Center top 10 type dive deep in the hole at short, pops up and fires it to first, and with the assist of a long stretch by first baseman Nicholas Strong, gets Lee Cohn on the ground out. A slider misses low and away to Dane Frazier with 2 away in the bottom of the 4th. Tyler Olmstead has left his post as first base coach. I don't know if he was going to talk to someone. Dane Frazier falls one high in the netting. I'm just realizing now there's a ball in the netting that's covering the grandstand. It overhangs the seating here at Karras Park. It's just sitting there. I wonder how that one got up there. Frazier tapes a sweeping slider just outside. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. So I don't know if Lee Cohn ran off or stormed off. A fastball hits the inside corner. It's 2s across the board. So I don't know why Olmstead went over there. Didn't see anyone go that way. But he's back at first now. Here's the 2-2 to Frazier. Gets him looking on the inside corner. The changeup gets Frazier looking for the second strikeout of the day and the inning for Mason Torby. He goes 3 up, 3 down in response to his counterpart, Caleb Krantz. The Trappers still lead by 3 as we head to 5 here from Karras Park. The Trappers hold a 3-run lead off 5 hits compared to the Sunfish 3. The 4th inning went 6 up, 6 down both sides. We'll see how the 5th inning goes with Patrick Connor, who kept the 3 up, 3 down alive with a nice diving play at short to get Lee Cohn. A hard slider misses outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes to Connor. He singled and flew out in his 2 at-bats. Grounds this one to JT Mix, who it bounces out of his glove into right field. He got a bit too low on that one. It came off. I don't even know if that really rolled up his glove. It kind of just came up his wrist. He almost olayed it, played it to the side a bit instead of getting clean in front of it. I've never seen JT try to field a ball like that. And the E4 kicks off the 5th inning, and that ends the retired streak for Caleb Krantz at 5 in a row. Throw over to first. No tag from Lee Cohn. He tried the hidden ball trick. That's something he likes to do. Fake the throw back to the pitcher's mound before checking back to see if he can get the tag at the runner. Eric Mast, who had the big double and later scored, rips one down the right field line, just foul. The first base coach, Nolan Summerfield, saying it tipped the glove of Lee Cohn. I think he was just trying to play the umpires because I thought I saw a little bit of a toothy grin to Jesus Lee Cohn, just joking around, trying to get the advantage for his team. I'd say director of baseball operations. I think he's really the only one. He's the baseball ops intern for the Trappers. He travels with the team and serves as the first base coach on the road. Pickoff attempt at first, no tag from Lee Cohn. Mast has been pulling the ball well tonight. No help from the wind as it's still blowing directly in from left field. Pitch inside, throw down to first. No tag by Lee Cohn from Tibbetts. Trying to catch Connor off. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Mast. The righty-lefty matchup. Beautiful night here for baseball at Karras Park. Hard ground ball. Mix gets this one to Brandon, to Lee Cohn. A 4-6-3 double play. Mix redeems himself on that leadoff error. Despite having a large number of errors in the past 5 games, Mix is the 11th in the last 6 games. He redeems himself with, well, a double play, a fastball right down the middle to Joey Bramante. Against the Trappers, the Sunfish have been a double play machine. Tibbetts wanted the appeal down to Chad Williams, but Alex Shoemaker said, nah, he went. Don't need to appeal that one. Fastball misses high for ball 1. Kranz delivers. Bramante gets a piece of that one, but it is fouled. And Kranz, since allowing the 4 hits in the first inning, has really been wheeling and dealing as a slider misses outside. Correction, of fastball. He's allowed just a hit in the 2nd and 3rd innings without allowing one in the 4th. This one driven high to center field. Going back is Dutka. He's got plenty of room as he takes a couple steps in for out number 3. An unofficial 3 up, 3 down after the E4 reached Connor before a 4-6-3 double play cleared the bases. No runs off, no hits, 1 error, no one left on base. After 4.5 from Karras Park, the Trappers still lead by 3.
Leading off for the Sunfish, the left fielder, number 4, Adonis Forte.
9-1-3 to kick off this bottom of the 5th inning. Adonis Forte and then to the top of the order with JT Mix and Kenneth Dutka. Forte shows an early bunt but takes a pitch on the outside for ball 1. Forte couldn't run out a ground ball to Patrick Connor as a changeup misses the lower outside corner for ball 2. A slight shift is on, nothing extreme. Braden Cordes playing a bit more towards first base as Forte fouls one to the back netting. Actually, over the back netting, in fact, out of play. And it's Patrick Connor who's playing just to the third base side of second. Believe you can see it on the camera. Here's the 2-0. Forte drives this one up the middle, doesn't matter. He gets a base hit, and Adonis Forte has been one of the hot bats for this Sunfish team in the past few games. In fact, in the last 5 games, He was batting .429 coming into today's game out of the last 5, which leads this Sunfish team. And right now, he's now 1 for 2 today. Raising his stake again. JT Mix swings way in front of that one and pulls it down the left field line. Foul. That foul ball presented by Keg Chicken. Order it, eat it, crave it. Check out their website at thekegchicken.net and follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Pickoff attempt at first to get Forte, no good. He does not have a stolen base yet today. Obviously, he just reached. But he likes to run, and the Sunfish are aggressive. JT Mix takes a slow pitch outside. It's no balls, 2 strikes to the second baseman. He's 0 for 2 today. Grounds this one to short. Connor flips it to Cordes. Over to Strong at first. They turn their own double play. Similar to the Sunfish in the top half of this inning, the leadoff man gets aboard, and the Sunfish turn to double play. This time, a 6-4-3 double play for the Trappers. Clears the bases for Sioux Falls. And now with 2 outs, Kenneth Dutka steps up for his third plate appearance. He got a hit back in the third, but he takes a ball off the plate. 4 hits on the day for Sioux Falls, but really haven't had many base runners. Dutka takes that one out of play. 1-1. They have stranded 5 thus far. But back in the 4th inning, they went 3 up, 3 down. Dutka just a little behind on this one, fouls it out of play. The Sunfish in danger of not stranding 1 in this inning. And, well, it's kind of a double standard, honestly, when I say it like that. Obviously, you don't want to leave runners stranded because you'd rather have them score. But if you don't leave anyone stranded, it just means you have no one on. Here's the 1-2. Dutka pops this one to left field. Cole Yancey drifting to his right for the easy catch for out number 3. An unofficial 3 up, 3 down for the Trappers. No runs off 1 hit, no errors, no one left stranded. The Trappers still lead by 3. They keep the Sunfish scoreless through 5. We head to the 6th after this on the Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream on YouTube. The South Dakota State Jackrabbit, Brock Reinhardt, will lead things off for the Pierre Trappers. He's reached both times he's gone up. The lefty takes a curveball inside for ball 1. He singled with his RBI single back in the 1st. Before reaching on a fielder's choices last time up, a fastball misses high. He's up 2 balls, no strikes quickly. Caleb Krantz is back for his 6th inning of work. If he can get an out, this is officially his longest outing as a curveball misses high. to Reinhardt, whose bat has not left his shoulder during this at-bat. Here's the 3-0. Fastball right down the middle, and there's the first strike to Reinhardt. In the last 5 games, after losing 10 straight, the Trappers have struggled as a fastball misses away. Kranz walks the first man aboard. After going 3 up, 3 down in the 4th, the next 2 innings, Kranz has allowed the leadoff man on. The double play was turned in the 5th, and we'll see what the Sunfish can do with Reinhardt aboard and Cole Yancey up. Yancey grounded out to second his last time up after singling in the 1st. A curveball misses in the dirt away for ball 1. With 233 in their last 5 games, including last night against the Sunfish. And, well, it's against the Sunfish that the Trappers always seem to just, their bats seem to warm up. Throw over to first, not in time. The Sunfish seem to do worse against the Trappers, and, well, the Trappers seem to do better against the Sunfish. The Trappers average 5 runs a game against Sioux Falls. Time is called, or 5 runs a game overall, excuse me, as time is called. And coming into today's game, they averaged just a bit over that. Pitch hits the outside corner. A curveball evens the count at 1-1. .6 runs averaged per game against the Sunfish, so almost a run more scored per game, a foul to the back netting. Almost an entire run scored per game more than every other game in the season combined. While the Sunfish, they also tend to score more against the Trappers. It's just, well, it seems like they just leave a lot stranded. There's a pickoff attempt, no tag from Licone, who watches Reinhardt crawl back to first. Both teams coming into today's game have committed 11 errors against one another. As a slider misses high, it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it's the error that has killed Sioux Falls this past week, while the one in this game has proved not too much damage, as the slider gets Yancey to swing. That's strikeout number 4 on the day for Caleb Krantz, and that's out number 1 here in the top of the 6th inning. But it was the 5 errors against the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks this weekend that, well, really cost the Sunfish what should have been an easy win. Tonight, the error has not been all too bad for Sioux Falls. Runner at first, 1 out, pickoff attempt. I think I saw Lee Cohn calling for it. Trappers have not scored since the 3rd inning. They scored 2 in the 1st. There goes the runner. Swing and a miss. Throw down from Tibbetts. Bounces in the glove of Mix. The tag not in time. That was a close one. No runner has been caught stealing today. A couple close tags. That one I think has been the closest and almost most. I want to say that one, again, a tad bit biased. That one I think they got him. A good throw that time from Tibbetts and a good tag by Mix on the ankle of Reinhardt, who got in there for the stolen base. This one a liner. No play by Lee Cohn as it hooked foul, but catcher's interference as the glove comes off the hand of Carter Tibbetts. That's the 2nd catcher's interference, I'm told, that has happened today. And on the foul ball, Strong would have been down no balls, 2 strikes, but instead the catcher's interference puts runners on first and second now for Braden Cordes. Mix Drifting over to second to try and cover. This one popped high down the right field line. Lee Cohn's going to run after it, but just for show, as that's hooking far foul. Cordes has grounded out both times, and the Sunfish midfield, or middle infield, is playing at double play depth. Kranz is looking in. Lee Cohn's not even back to his spot at first. He just gets there now. Kranz checks back at second. No one's covering. Here's the 0-1. In the dirt, gets away from Tibbetts. He can't find it. It's rolled to the right. Reinhardt takes a hard round around third. Tibbetts got it. Kranz ran in. And now runners on second and third on the passed ball by Carter Tibbetts. He blocked it, and it went straight to his right, and he had no idea where that one went. It's now 1 ball, 1 strike. The double play has been taken away. So the entire infield playing on the grass. The 1-1. Grounded up the middle. Mix gets by him. That's going to go into center field. Duck on the charge. The throw in, not in time. Reinhardt scores. Strong scores from second. And Cordes singles up the middle. It's now 5-0 Trappers. So again, a costly catcher's interference now crosses 2 for the Trappers. Strong was down, no balls, 2 strikes on the foul ball down the right field line that caught a piece of Carter Tibbetts' glove. And then a pass ball by Tibbetts as a curveball hits in the dirt. It's 1 ball, no strikes. The pass ball that Tibbetts let go to the backstop, and he couldn't find, got runners both in scoring position, and then a single scored him. This time a slider misses in the dirt. It's 2 balls, no strikes. "5-0 Trappers with the runner on first, 1 out here in the top of the 6th. McKenna up the middle, past the diving JT Mix into center field. Dutka charged in, the throw to Jonathan Brandon, as there was a hard turnaround second by Cordes. And now back-to-back singles puts runners on first and second with 1 out. There is activity in the Sunfish bullpen. If I'm seeing correctly from all the way here, that looks like Nick Caviglia. Carter Tibbetts has called time and is now talking to his pitcher. And it's simple mistakes like this where the Sunfish tend to beat themselves. It's the errors that are made. It's just some simple mistakes and some pitches that just get away from pitchers and some defensive missteps. In this instance, Carter Tibbetts with the catcher's interference and then the ball that got away from him that he just couldn't locate. Put 2 runners in scoring position for a single by Braden Cordes that crossed 2. Runners on first and second, 1 out for Caden Cardoso. We're back to the top of the lineup for Pierre. Here's the first pitch. A slider on the inside corner gets Cardoso looking. He's struck out twice today after singling and scoring in the first inning. Brandon and Mix playing at double play depth. McKenna, a speedy guy at first, might be hard to turn to. This time a breaking ball misses away. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. The wind picking up, blowing hard in from left field. Any ball hit to left, well, you'll need a lot of power behind it to get it anywhere. Here's the 1-1. In the dirt, stopped by Tibbetts, a sliding stop. You like chicken? Well, the Keg is Sioux Falls is a legendary fried chicken. Been frying their chicken for over 42 years. It's what they do, and it's what they do best. Keg chicken, order it, eat it, crave it. 2 balls, 1 strike from Crans here in the top of the 6th inning with 1 away, runners on first and second. The 2-1, fastball outside, good stop by Tibbetts. This is the longest outing for Caleb Crans. 5 1/3. He's only made it to 5 innings, and he's done that twice. He's currently at 86 pitches through 5 1/3. You have to think if he walks this batter that it might be it for him. The 3-1. Fastball down the middle. No swing by Cardoso, but it's still taken for a strike. And Cardoso, who's struck out twice today, is in danger of striking out a 3rd time. Crans sets. And here's the payoff. Lost him. With 1 out, the bases are now loaded for Patrick Connor, who reached on the lone error of the game last inning before being doubled up. And here comes Tyler Olmstead. He's going to call to the bullpen, and that'll be it for Caleb Crans. He goes his longest outing of the season, 5 1/3, allowing 5 runs off 8 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. He'll be greeted by his teammates at the dugout. And we'll see who replaces him when we return on the Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream with 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. Caleb Krantz's day is done. He goes his longest of the season, 5 1/3, allowing 8 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. That's not enough to get him, though, through 6 full. The Sunfish now trail by 5. And while this inning, the 2 that crossed, I don't fully blame Krantz. Actually, well, you can't really blame Krantz. He's just getting the ball put in play, and the Trappers are just hitting it. In the first inning, he allowed 2. In the third, he allowed 1, but he'd been looking pretty solid since then. Nick Caviglia throws a fastball that misses inside for the first pitch to Patrick Connor. Caviglia this season, through 3 appearances, has a 16.87 ERA. The 1-0 misses high. He inherits the bases loaded with 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Caviglia, has in 3 appearances, has pitched 5 1/3, allowed 10 runs off 9 hits, 7 walks, 5 strikeouts. Fastball drilled high into center field. Dutka going back. The tag at third after the catch. Dutka's going to throw over to third as he knows he's not going to get Cordes running home, and Cordes scores on the sac fly. Everyone else remains stagnant. Sac fly to center field. Scores one more. It's now 6-0. And the Sunfish are going to have a long way to come back in not a lot of time. 4 innings to score 6 runs, if that's where it stops here in 6. That run is going to be credited to Caleb Krantz, his 6th allowed of the day. A fastball, it's the inside corner for strike 1, 86 on the radar. Caviglia's quite the streaky pitcher this season. Here's the 0-1. A curveball gets away from him over the head of Eric Mast. In his first appearance, he went 1 2/3 against the Trappers, allowed 2 runs off 3 hits. Couldn't get it through that second full. He was awarded the loss in the 5-2 Sunfish loss. This is his 4th appearance of the season and has only pitched against the Trappers, one of the few players on the Sunfish team to say that, well, he's officially only played against Pierre. Mast had followed it to the backstop. It's now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Caviglia looks into Mast, sets. McKenna was dancing at second, and Caviglia steps off. I think he got a tip from one of his players. A lefty-lefty matchup. Caviglia, the lefty from Fresno, California. Finished up his sophomore year at the University of Maine. Misses with a fastball high. One of the few lefties that the Sunfish do have. Facing off against a lefty-heavy Trappers lineup tonight. The lights are on early at Karras Park. Runners go. Throw down to third from Tibbetts. Bounces into the glove of Frazier, who can't make the tag. Both runners are safe on the double steal. It's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Two runners in scoring position as McKenna and Cardoso swipe second and third. And a full count with a 6-0 Trappers lead and 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Here's the payoff. He lost him inside. The Trappers have officially gone through their lineup. This is the 9th batter faced by Sunfish pitching this inning in Joey Bramante, who has not gotten a hit tonight. A pitch in the dirt inside looked like a fastball. This is low and inside. A good stop by Tibbetts. 2 flyouts for Bramante. He was hit by a pitch before being put out on the 1-6 fielder's choice. Here's the 1-0. Fastball hits the outside corner. It's hard to tell because I don't like making a pitch call early. And that one looked like it was going to be a strike all the way. But there's a very delayed call by Alex Shoemaker. So I'm originally thinking ball, but then he calls a strike. This time, a curveball misses low. A check swing by Bramante. Tibbetts asked for the appeal. Did he go? Chad Williams said yes, he did. A good appeal by Carter Tibbetts. It's now 1 ball, 2 strikes after Alex Shoemaker said no way, and Chad Williams said yes. So now 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bramante with the bases loaded and 2 away in the top of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. Fastball bounces in the dirt in front of home plate, stopped by Tibbetts. It's now 2-2. That's the thing with Cavilla. Has to heavily rely on that fastball because a lot of his breaking pitches tend to miss. And when they miss over the plate. He likes to hang the curveball there, and, well, it gets driven all over the place. Here's the 2-2. That time, the curveball misses away, and now Cavilla is in danger of walking in a run. The runners on first and second still belong to Caleb Krantz. If they score, they're awarded to him. After Cavilla inherited the bases loaded. Runners will go on the pitch. Here's the payoff. He lost him with the curveball away. Cavilla thought he got the ring up as Bramante looked at that curveball. And so Thomas McKenna scores. Caden Cardoso over to third. Eric Mass to second. Joey Bramante draws the 2-out walk that scores 1. It's now 7-0 Trappers. It's days like this that are just a bit frustrating because it's when the Sunfish beat themselves. Curveball misses in the dirt. Now Cavilla's just kind of throwing it hard. He's frustrated. We're back to Brock Reinhardt, who led off the inning with a walk and scored after a stolen base. He's up 1-0. Takes another breaking ball in the dirt. It's 2 balls, no strikes. No one's warming up. Walker Bullington is going to stick with Cavilla at least for the rest of this inning. Here's the 2-0. Misses low. Again, with that delayed strike call with Shoemaker on some of these borderline pitches, I don't know if he's going to come and give a late strike call. I myself am delayed on my strike call. 3 balls, no strikes to Brock Reinhardt, who led off this inning with a walk. Fastball right down the middle gets him for a strike. And man, that's one of those rules where I get it sometimes. Obviously, if you can draw the walk, you can draw the walk, but just taking a fastball right down the plate, that might be the best pitch you get, as Reinhardt fouls one out of play. Because then it's on those 3-0 pitches where it's just like, if you swing on a 3-0 and end up just popping it out or grounding out, then your entire team is mad at you. But, you know, if you double or something, then you're the hero. So that's why if you swing on those 3-0s, it's dangerous. Here's the payoff. Lost him on a fastball high and in again. So all of Caleb Krantz's runners have now scored. Reinhardt draws his second walk of the inning. It's now 8-0 Trappers. So Caleb Krantz officially 5 1/3, 8 hits, 8 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Cavilla's pitch is in the dirt. Stopped by Tibbetts. He's getting his work behind the plate. Time is called as Jonathan Brandon, one of the leaders on the team, is coming out to try and just talk and calm down his pitcher. Yancey was the first out of the inning with a strikeout. That's one of the neat things about summer collegiate baseball. Here comes Lee Cohn from first. That's one of the neat things about summer collegiate ball is most of the guys on your team you've never met. You go to schools from all across the country. Cavilla goes to Maine. Jonathan Brandon, Louisiana Lafayette. Jesus Lee Cohn started at El Paso Community College before going to York in Nebraska. So none of these guys had really seen each other before this summer. A fastball right down the middle from Cavilla after the mound meeting. It's a 1-1. But as you go throughout the summer, you start to develop the friendships, the camaraderie, and like it gets to the point where, well, they're your actual teammates now for the summer. Here's the 1-1 from Cavilla. Misses high and away. And then, I mean, not only is it just teammates for the summer and friendships for the summer, but, I mean, sometimes it's a lifelong friend. Someone you meet over the summer, you maybe want to become their teammate outside of just the summer. The 2-1 is fouled over the back netting over the press box. It's now two balls, 2 strikes. And so Jonathan Brandon coming in to talk to Nick Cavilla, it just shows, well, hey, you know, heck, even off the field this summer, I don't know what their relationship's like off the field, if they really talk or even hang out, but on the field, they're comfortable enough where Brandon can come in from short and just talk to him as a pitcher and just be like, hey, you got this. Here's the 2-2 in the top of the 6th. Breaking ball misses high. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Cole Yancey. It's the bases loaded, 2 outs, 8-0 Trappers lead in the top of the 6th inning. 5 have crossed, just like last night's 6th inning. Here's the payoff. A fastball's fouled out of play. The runners were going. Back-to-back nights, the Trappers score 5 in the 6th inning. And it was the 5 that gave the Trappers a 6-3 lead that they did not relinquish. The Sunfish brought it back within 1 last night, but couldn't get the victory. Sunfish still remains scoreless tonight with just 4 hits to the Trappers' 7. Here's the payoff again. Lost him low and inside. That is the first run that is officially credited to Cavilla. He came in and walked in Cordes, McKenna, and Cardoso before now walking in Eric Mast. First pitch in the dirt to Nicholas Strong. A check swing appeal down to Chad Williams. He did not go this time. Strong was the one who reached on the catcher's interference and later scored on the single by Thomas McKenna, and that was what really kicked off this long 6th inning. The 1-0 misses away, and Cavilla really just struggling to find that strike zone. He gets the borderline pitches for the Trappers to swing at. They haven't put one in play yet. The only one was Patrick Connor, who flew out to center. Otherwise, nothing else since then. Swing and a miss. Fastball at the knees. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike to Nicholas Strong. Bases loaded. There is activity in the bullpen. Can't see from this far who it is. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs from the lefty. Fastball misses high. 3 balls, 1 strike from Cavilla. Here's the pitch. Lost him inside. And Cavilla with his 5th walk in the inning. He's only recorded 1 out. And Walker Bullington is coming to the mound, and that's going to be it for Nick Cavilla. He can only get 1 after walking in 5. It's 10-0 Trappers here in the top of the 6th inning with 2 outs. And it looks like it's going to be Jacob Glovich, the Sioux Falls native who we haven't seen in a while, coming to relief to try and get out of this nightmare of an inning for the Sunfish. We'll return after Glovich warms up with some of his stats on the season here in the top of the 6th inning. Nick Caviglia couldn't get out of this 6th inning where 7 Trappers have crossed. He walked 5, only retired 1 after coming in relief of Caleb Krantz. It's a 10-0 ball game for Jacob Glovich, whose first pitch nicks the elbow of Braden Cordes. The first pitch from Jacob Glovich is a hit batter. 1 run is going to score, and the nightmare continues for the Sunfish. Glovich has not been with the Sunfish for quite a while. He doesn't travel with the team anymore. He is the head, I don't know if he's the head coach, but he is coaching for a 13U baseball team this summer in the Sioux Falls area. Thomas McKenna fouls one down the third base line. Glovich has only made 2 appearances for the Sunfish this season. His last one coming on Sunday, June 6th, in the 8-4 Sunfish lost. He didn't allow a run off 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and 4 batters faced. As a breaking ball misses high and away to McKenna, it's 1 ball, 1 strike with the bases loaded. Glovich only responsible for the runner on first. The second and third will be given to Caviglia if they do cross. Here's the 1-1 to McKenna. Got a piece of it, but opposite field out of play. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that's one thing that Caviglia couldn't do, and he couldn't get many of the guys to swing. And when they did, they'd get a piece of it and foul. The only one that was put into play was that sac fly to center. Other than that, nothing put into play, and let's see if Glovich can do what 1 and 2. Another defensive swing by McKenna takes the 1 foul. Another foul ball presented by Kig Chicken. Order it, eat it, crave it. Mitch Stroh, with stitches in hand, delivers new baseballs to the home plate ump. In Sunday's Game 1 against the Weed City Whiskey Jacks, Stroh was trying to steal home or take home on a base hit, slid right into the catcher's cleat and was stabbed through the hand by the cleat. Here's the 1-2. Fouled off of Tibbetts. Tyler Olmstead, the pitching coach, coming out himself to get the foul ball. Bases loaded, 2 outs. It's been a long top of the 6th inning. How long? Well, we've taken 2 timeouts here on the Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream on YouTube, and we've gone through 3 pitchers. Caleb Krantz started it out. He could only get 1 out. And then Nick Caviglia came in. He got an out. And now it's Jacob Glovich, the 1-2. This one, driven to right field. Thompson at the line, makes the catch, and the inning is over. 8 runs cross off not many hits. Let's get the actual number. 8 runs off 2 hits, no errors, 3 left on base. Thomas McKenna flies out to right to end it, and we went through 14 batters in that 6th inning. 8 of them cross. The only person in that inning who did not score was Patrick Connor and Cole Yancey. Cole Yancey was left stranded at third. It's an 11-0 ball game as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning from Karras Park.
Things off for the Sunfish. The shortstop, number 31, Ronken Field.
The Sunfish were only down by 3 as we headed into the 6th inning to start off. But now the deficit has grown substantially. 8 cross in the top of the inning. It's 11-0 as Jonathan Brandon takes the first pitch down the right field line, hooking foul just out of the reach of Nicholas Strong. Both teams hadn't scored in the 4th or 5th inning. The Sunfish haven't scored at all. And the Trappers decide, well, we want to score, and all that pent-up energy came out there in the 6th inning. They took advantage of the walk. As a breaking ball from Mason Torvey, who's in his 6th inning of work, misses outside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Jonathan Brandon, who walked and was hit by a pitch today. Lines one into the glove of Karras at second. He plays it off the hop and throws it over to Strong for out number 1. That was the weirdest looking defensive stop I think I've ever seen. Karras made the stop, and that's all that matters, but a soft kind of liner that bounced just in front of Karras. He had his left hand outstretched to his left and almost like had his eyes closed, not wanting to get hit by the ball, and it just bounced into his glove as a slow breaking ball inside. Again, also could be the fastball. We never know from Torvey. Is swung on far, far ahead by Will Olson, who's now down 0-1. He takes the same pitch inside. This time it was a fastball for ball 1. Olson has flown out twice as he takes a slider in the dirt away. It bounces all the way to the back netting. Sunfish hitting has only produced 4 hits today. And, well, they've left everyone stranded. Olson takes a curveball on the outside corner for strike 2, and the count is even. It's been all about the walk for the Trappers today. This time a slider misses away. It's a full count. Seven walks today from Sioux Falls pitching. A hard grounder to the left side. That's backhanded on the dive by Connor. He throws over to first. This one's not going to be in time. Connor has been a brick wall at short. I think maybe one has actually gotten through. Otherwise, he puts his body on the line and makes the stop. He already had a SportsCenter top 10 play to retire Jesus Licon back in the 4th inning. This time, he almost has another web gem. Just not enough, a strong enough arm there at short to get it. Tibbetts lines one up the middle. That's past the glove. Oh, no, it's not. He got it. The throw can't be turned by Braden Cordison. Oh, my goodness. What can't Patrick Connor do? That was a liner that bounced on the outfield grass, just the edge of it, into the glove of Connor, and he immediately flipped it to Karras at second to get Will Olson. There are 2 gone now here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Gannon Thompson, first pitch fouled into his own leg for strike 1, but wow. The nice dive by Patrick Connor in the 4th. He got the double play in the 5th. Almost got Will Olson at first now, and then he does get Will Olson at second. A slow bender gets Thompson with the very slow swing himself. He was far ahead of it, and he knew it. He's down 0 balls, 2 strikes. Thompson has 1 strikeout today. Here's the 0-2. Takes a pitch in the left-handed batter's box. The slow pitching getting to the Sunfish again, as Torvey has just allowed 4 hits off the end of the bat behind the back netting for Thompson. He knows he just missed that one on the defensive swing. One ball, 2 strikes with a runner on first. Thompson almost wears one, but does a little back shuffle to get out of the way. It's twos across the board. There are 3 people ahead of Thompson as he takes a slider away to make the count full. And actually, with his strikeout today, he's tied for third on the team with 16 strikeouts. He doesn't want to add one more to that. There goes Tibbetts as a breaking ball misses low and away. 74 on the radar gun. And a 2-out walk puts 2 runners on for Jesus Licone. Trappers pitching has allowed the most walks, almost 9 per game this season. Well, today Torvey has only walked 2. There's Jonathan Brandon and now Gannon Thompson. The clouds are dark as a slider gets Licone to swing and miss. From what I've been told, there might be some storms rolling in later on. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Another slider misses away. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. From what I'm seeing, the storms aren't supposed to roll in till 4 a.m. It's a long way away, hopefully, from the end of this game. The 1-1 driven high to right center. Mast on the run. He makes it. Just in front of the warning track, gets the ball on the run. 2 are left stranded. The first 2 left on base since the 3rd inning on the flyout by Licone. No runs off 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. The Sunfish are still scoreless through 6 from Karras Park. The Sunfish have not been shut out this season, but right now it's 11-0 Trappers. And we're back to the top of the order. Caden Cardoso, he walked, had a stolen base, and later scored. The only 2 who didn't score in that 8-run 6th inning were Patrick Connor and Cole Yancey. Pitch misses to Caden Cardoso. Well, instead of focusing on this game, let's take a trip around the Expedition League to take my mind off of the Sunfish trailing. Here's the 1-0 from Glovich, swung on and missed on the fastball right down the middle. The Sioux Valley SaberDogs beat the Hastings Sodbusters earlier today, 7-2 from Hastings at Ronken Field. The SaberDogs now extend their winning streak to 7, and they look like they're pulling away with the Lewis Division first half title. Pitch misses outside on the changeup. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. The Mining City Tommyknockers, who are hot on the heels of the SaberDogs, they're on a losing streak but are looking to try and pull it back as a fastball hits at the knees to Cardoso, evens the count. Tommyknockers lead the Western Nebraska Pioneers 3-2 in the top of the 4th from Oregon Trail Park Stadium. And The Pioneers on their own 8-game winning streak. They're a few games ahead of the Fremont Moo. Fastball misses high. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Two and a half games ahead of the Fremont Moo are the Pioneers, and they're trailing in the top of the 4th to the Tommyknockers. A foul to the back netting keeps Cardoso alive. The Fremont Moo and the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks in Grand Forks are tied in the bottom of the 6th at 2. While from Casper, the Horseheads trail the Canyon County Spuds 5-0. Here's the payoff. Swung on and missed. Cardoso strikes out for the 3rd time today.
That's a Sunfish strikeout brought to you by Remedy Brewing.
That's the 5th strikeout for the Sunfish today. First for Glovich, who's got one away in the top of the 7th. So the SaberDogs extend their winning streak to 7 after having dropped 2 of 3 to the Sunfish here from Karras. A curveball hits the inside corner to start off against Patrick Connor, who's been having a heck of a defensive game today. The Tommyknockers lead the Pioneers 3-2. A half swing gets a piece of the ball and fouls it to the back netting, putting Connor down 2 strikes. The Moo and the Whiskey Jacks are tied in the bottom of the 6th, while the Spuds lead the Horseheads 5-0 in the bottom of the 4th. The 0-2 misses high. 8 days, including today, remaining until the halfway point of this 2021 Expedition League season. We covered it on the Fish Tank today. Fish Tank Podcast, the official podcast of the Sioux Falls Sunfish. A chopper into the hand of, I believe that to be Nicholas Strong, who's sitting by the dugout. He barehanded the foul ball off the bat of Patrick Connor. It's getting dark here quickly at Karras Park. You might be able to see on the live stream. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Glovich gets him with the breaking ball. Back-to-back strikeouts to kick off this 7th inning. That's number 6 on the day for Sunfish pitching, the 2nd by Glovich. Eric Mast, who walked and scored in the 6th, doubled and scored in the 3rd. It's still 11-0 Trappers. First pitch skyrocketed to center field. Kenneth Dutka running in. Jonathan Brandon running out. Dutka calls off Brandon. It's a 3-up, 3-down inning. What a relief after the long 6th inning where 14 batters got a chance at the plate. Jacob Glovich in his first full inning goes 3-up, 3-down. It's 11-0 Trappers and stretching time from Karras Park, and boy, do these fans need it. It's been a long one thus far, and it's stretching time. We'll see you back for the bottom half in just a moment.
Leads off for the Sunfish. The third baseman, number 27.
Gannon Ruckman relieves Mason Torvey. Torvey goes his longest appearance of the season and keeps the Sunfish scoreless. 6 innings for Torvey, just allowed 5 hits. No runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Dane Frazier is the first batter for Ruckman, and he takes a strike at the knees. So just 4 hits allowed by Mason Torvey as a fastball misses inside from Ruckman, making his 3rd appearance out of Central Methodist University. He went 1 2/3 in his season debut against the Sunfish back on the 15th, allowed 4 runs off 3 hits. His curveball misses inside to Dane Frazier. Frazier 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a strikeout looking. Here's the 2-1. Pitch got away from him away. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. For you basketball fans, the Milwaukee Bucks at the beginning of the 3rd quarter lead the Atlanta Hawks 63-58 as Dane Frazier takes a curveball inside for a leadoff walk. Waiting for that pitch to happen, Giannis Antetokounmpo and Brook Lopez each shut down. I can't see what Hawks player that was, but they had a tandem block to prevent him from scoring as the Bucks still lead. Adonis Forte shows bunt. The breaking ball gets away from McKenna. Frazier's going to take second and take a round and look at taking a third, but McKenna had the ball at the backstop. A strike was called on that one, so it's 0-1 to Adonis Forte, who showed bunt. Dane Frazier in scoring position with no outs. Ruckman on the season, though, 37.79 ERA in his 2 games, 1 2/3 innings pitched, 1 strikeout, 9 walks. Fastball got away from him 2-0. The lefty-lefty matchup, as Ruckman is the lefty from Freeport, Illinois, out of Central Methodist University. He allowed 8 runs, 7 of them earned this season in his 2 appearances. His second one was against the Sabre Dogs on the 18th. Here's the 2-0. Swung on and missed. Fastball blown by Forte. It's now 2-1. So correction, that first pitch was not in fact called a strike. I had been more focused on the steal. It's 11-0 Trappers in the bottom of the 7th inning. Ruckman calls for his catcher to come out, and here's McKenna. And with 8 days remaining, we talked about it on the fish tank. I started talking about that in the top half of the inning. Glovich just worked a bit too fast for me. I couldn't get the full story out. And actually, here's another developing story quickly. Norris McClure is coaching first base. I have no idea where Tyler Olmstead is. Lane Hovde, the hitting coach, is still at third. And it's Norris McClure coaching first. He's not in the lineup tonight. Here's the 2-1 to the lefty Forte. Grounded down the first base line, just foul. Norris McClure with a delayed reach out to try and grab it. I think he was just toying with it. It was on the ground. He didn't even attempt to go down. He's goofing around there, out there at first. It's the 2-2 now to Forte. With 8 games remaining, now the Expedition League is set up. The first half division leaders. Off the end of the bat into left field. That's going to fall for a base hit. It gets past Yancey. Here comes Frazier. It's at the warning track as Yancey picks it up. Adonis Forte in at second with a no-out RBI double. The scoreless streak has ended in the 7th inning on a no-out RBI double by Adonis Forte. Forte has been on an extra base hit streak. He has been on an absolute tear in the past 7 days. The Sunfish have never been shut out, and it won't happen today. They still just trail by 10. JT Mix drives one into center field. He just got underneath it as Mast is charging in. Forte attempted to tag up, but wasn't going to test the arm of Mast as that ball was hit to just shallow center field for out number 1. Kenneth Dutka, who's 1 for 3 on the day. He's singled back in the 3rd. With a runner on second, 1 out, the Sunfish still lead by 10 after Adonis Forte broke the scoreless streak with an RBI double. A slider misses high. And Forte had a home run on Sunday, a double on Thursday, and a triple on Wednesday. So now he has a double tonight. That's 4 straight games with an extra base hit for Forte as a pitch misses away to Dutka. He started on Saturday with a slugging percentage of .368, and since then on his hitting streak, as a curveball misses low, it's 3-0 to Kenneth Dutka. After getting his triple, double, and home run, came into today's game with a .521 slugging, which just went up with the double. Here's the 3-0, fastball right down the middle. It's called a strike. Almost looked like it was about to miss below the knees, but it's called a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Dutka. Lost him on the slider away. And with 1 out, Dutka reaches with a walk, his first walk of the game. And with the velocity, it seems like the Sunfish are seeing the ball a lot better and getting their timing back. Again, Torvey really topped out at around 75, 76 as Jonathan Brandon, who's walked, hit by a pitch, and grounded out today, gets his first chance at trying to get a hit off of Ruckman as the ball gets away from McKenna. Runners advance. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Jonathan Brandon, who's up 1 ball, no strikes. And the radar gun is not working out by the scoreboard, so it's just to my right, but with the shadow casted by the clouds outside, I can't really get a good read on what it's saying. Here's the 1-0, foul to the back netting off the end of the bat. The Sunfish still trail by 10, so even driving in the 2 that are out there, it's still a sizable difference in runs for the 2 teams. And the Trappers team, who averaged just over 5 runs against the Sunfish this season, have scored 11, grounded into the Sunfish dugout, or the Trappers dugout, excuse me, and the Trappers third base coach cannot get a hold on it. But the velocity in pitching is getting the Sunfish back into their groove, and that's what they're used to. Even in Wheat City, I think that's what was really struggling for Sioux Falls to get the bats going, even though they still remain hot in Game 1 of the doubleheader on Sunday. Brandon gets a breaking ball on the inside corner looking. He's rung up. First strikeout of the day for Ruckman. And with 2 runners on and 2 out, it's Will Olson, who singled today after flying out in his first 2 at-bats. He was out on the fielder's choice by Patrick Connor, who's been a defensive wall at short today. First pitch, swung on, left side to who else but Connor, plays it on the outfield grass. The 1-hop to Nicholas Strong gets Will Olson. A hard hit ball by Olson was hit directly to Connor, who was playing on the outfield grass, and played it off the 1-hop and still had enough of an arm to throw it over to first. What a defensive stop again by Connor. 2 are left stranded for the Sunfish, but a double by Adonis Forte scores Dane Frazier to put the Sunfish on the board. They still trail by 10 as we head to the 8th from Karras Park. Jacob Glovich returns to the bump in the 8th inning after going 3 up, 3 down in the 7th. He's retired 4 straight. Fastball misses just away to Joey Bramante. Bramante walked in the 6th inning and scored. Curveball hits the inside corner at the knees, evens the count at 1-1. I think it's finally time I get to my Expedition League story, or talking about it. As the hanging curve hits the outside part of the plate for strike 2. But with the first half of the season coming to an end, we have to look at as, well, Bramante lines one into left field. Can I get my story out? It's very rude by Joey Bramante, especially the single, too. He leads off the 8th inning with a single into left. That's his first hit of the day in his 5th plate appearance. Brock Reinhardt has scored twice. He's reached every time off 2 walks, a single, and a fielder's choice. Lefty-righty matchup against Jacob Glovich with a runner on first, no outs. Reinhardt, first pitch swinging, skyrockets it to Mix at second. He's playing around. Lee Cohn gets called off by Mix, who makes the catch. Lee Cohn was coming in. He had his glove turned up just to try and catch it in case Mix somehow bobbled it. Good teamwork there by the first and second base pairing. That's the first time Reinhardt's been retired today, and it's Cole Yancey, who struck out and walked, was one of 2 who did not score in the 6th inning. With 1 out, runner at first. But what it's looking like is it looks like the Pioneers might pull away from the Moo, depending on how they do against the Whiskey Jacks. A breaking ball in the dirt gets away from Tibbetts, but Bramante does not take second. The Moo started off the season on, they lost 1 and then went on an 11-game winning streak before losing a couple again to Hastings and then getting swept this weekend. A foul to the backstop brings the count to 1-2. 1-1, excuse me. They now trail the Weed City Whiskey Jacks in the bottom of the 7th from Kraft Field in Grand Forks. That would put the Moo on a 4-game losing streak after being swept this weekend. Here's the 1-1 to Yancey. Fastball high. The Spearfish Sasquatch, they're a half game behind Fremont and are still hot on the tail of Western Nebraska, but the Pioneers are also in danger of their 8-game winning streak being snapped, so it's really anyone's game in the Clark division, but in the Lewis, slider hits the outside corner, much to the dismay of Yancey. It's an even 2-2 count. But in the Lewis division, the Sabre Dogs really seem to be pulling away. They're on a 7-game winning streak, have improved to 17-7. Throw over to first just to keep Bramante honest. The Mining City Tommyknockers look to snap their 2-game losing streak. If they beat the Pioneers, which they lead by 4 in the bottom of the 4th, if they beat the Pioneers, they'll improve to 15-10. A foul to the backstop keeps this at-bat alive for Yancey. Tommyknockers will improve to 15-10, so just 2.5 games behind the Sabre Dogs. Otherwise, the Sunfish, well, even if they win out, I don't think there's any way they're catching up to Western Nebraska. A breaking ball drilled high and deep to left field. Drifting back is Forte at the warning track. He makes the catch. He throws it in as Bramante trots back to first. And Adonis Forte was able to track that one down and catch it at the warning track. The wind still slightly blowing in from left, and I think that's all that stood in between Cole Yancey and a 2-run bomb here in the 8th inning. Good eyes by Forte, as it's a very dark sky here in Sioux Falls. And I think he had a late jump on that one too. Throw over to first just to keep Bramante close. So I think he kind of lost it off the bat, but with the help of the wind was able to track it down at the warning track for out number 2 here in the top of the 8th inning. The Trappers still lead by 10. This one lined hard but foul down the third base line. That hit off of a fence, bounced off of the tent on the beer garden down the third base line, and bounced all the way out of play, rolling into the parking lot. And on the Fish Tank podcast earlier today with myself and Walker Bullington, we talked about it. And, I mean, 0-5 to start the season. A curveball's taken out of play on the right side. 0-5 to start the season. A 3-game winning streak after that before dropping 4 straight to the Trappers. So, well, let's see. Let's do that math. It's 5 and 4, so that's 9. Within a 3-game winning streak. So 3 out of the first 12 were won, but 9 out of the first 12 were losses. And here's a high pop fly hooking foul into the Sunfish bullpen. And so that's just, you know, you even sprinkle a couple wins in those first 12 games. And a couple of them were a bunch of one-run games, including the walk-off by the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks out of that first 2-game road series. 5-4 extra innings walk-off. Here's the 0-2 to Nicholas Strong, fastball high. You put that one back, and well, then that's 11-13 right now. And even a couple of the one-runs against the Trappers, or even a couple from this past weekend. You know, the 5-error game on Saturday, and even Sunday should have been a win. This one lined hard up the middle. That's going to fall in front of Dutka for a base hit. Strong on the 1-2 count. Keeps this inning alive with a 2-out single that sends Bramante to second.
Now batting the second baseman, number 3, Braden Cordes.
Braden Cordes, who singled and scored in the 6th, and then was hit by a pitch and left stranded at first in that 6th inning. Steps up with 2 outs, runners on first and second. The Trappers lead by 10. In a lot of these games, the Trappers, or the Sunfish, have beaten themselves. First pitch swinging, hooking foul. Lee Cohn busting after that one, but it falls just in front of the fence down the right field line. Especially in the past couple games. No errors last night, but aside from that, 1 error in Game 2 on Sunday, 2 in Game 1, 5 on Saturday, 3 on Thursday, 2 on Wednesday, and 4 this past Tuesday. Again, the Sunfish winning a lot of those, especially all of the ones against the Trappers. The 0-1, a long curveball misses in the dirt. It's 1-1. But with a renewed record to start the second half of the season, it'll be a new story for Sioux Falls. As the slider misses low, it's 2-1. Again, at the beginning of the season, too, the Sunfish were still waiting for some of their better players to get here. All the Augustana boys were busy in the Division II Regional. Monty at second, Strong at first. The pitch misses in the dirt. It's now 3-1 to Karras. Some of the better arms on the team didn't show up until a bit later, and so the Sunfish struggled a little bit. Now, even with all those players, it's the team still waiting to mesh together. The 3-1 misses the outside corner, and Glovich walks the bases loaded. Shades of the sixth inning, the bases loaded for the Trappers, but this time there's 2 outs, and Thomas McKenna, who flew out to end that sixth inning, steps up now with 2 outs. Tough thing about the second half of the season, though, is some of these players are going to have to go back to their teams or even go back and work some jobs as a slider hits at the knees to McKenna for strike 1. I was talking to Matt Hess before the game, and it took him so long to get to Sioux Falls because he had to get his car fixed and all that, and now he has to go back home and work to pay off that. Breaking ball misses high. It's an even 1-1 to McKenna. So he might be leaving early. If I'm not mistaken, Jonathan Brandon will be leaving sometime in late July. We'll miss part of the end of the season. Here's the 1-1, fouled by McKenna. So we'll see how the Sunfish do in that second half of the season against a tough Clark division. The Pioneers, the Moo, and the Sasquatch. 3 teams that are coming up on the docket a lot for Sioux Falls. Swung on and missed, and Glovich blows the fastball by him. The first strikeout of the inning for Glovich ends the inning with runners on all bases. No runs crossed in the 8th inning. Off 2 hits, no errors, 3 left on base for the Trappers. It's still a 10-run ball game as we head to the bottom of the 8th.
For the Sunfish, the catcher, number 2, Karras Park.
Carter Tibbetts will lead it off, and Gannon Ruckman's day is done. 1 inning, 1 hit, the Adonis Forte double that scored Dane Frazier. 2 walks and 1 strikeout, and, well, here's a new face on the mound that the Sunfish haven't seen. It's Jacob Newman. The Sunfish have seen Newman in the field at the plate, but this is his first time coming to the mound. He's played in 14 games this season, and, well, that wasn't his initial reason of coming to Pierre this summer. He, in fact, was a baseball ops intern. His first pitch of the season misses to Carter Tibbetts. We got dark skies far out in center field. It looks like rain is threatening. Either way, if this game somehow gets called as a breaking ball misses high, it's 2-0 to Tibbetts. If rain somehow calls this game before the final out of the 9th inning has been made, pitch from Newman, a breaking ball misses high. This game will be official. It was official since, if I'm not mistaken, after 4.5 innings. The only time that's really been the case has been out in Fremont. 4 straight pitches from Newman miss to Carter Tibbetts, who draws the leadoff walk. Back-to-back innings with a leadoff walk for Sioux Falls, and Gannon Thompson steps up. The Trappers still lead by 10 after Mason Torby went 6 innings of scoreless pitching. Jacob Newman misses high. And, well, when you're up by 10, you have the luxury of throwing in a position player like this to pitch. You don't want to waste any of your arms. Ball 6 as Nicholas Strong is calling time to talk to his buddy on the mound. Newman out of Manhattan Beach, California. I'm going to butcher this. I'm going to butcher this college name. Brandeis University, Brandeis. Brandeis University. He's a sophomore there, the 6'2 righty. Fastball high. He's in danger of walking back-to-back batters. We'll see what Newman goes with the 3-0 to Gannon Thompson. Ball 8. Eight straight pitches from Newman lead to 8 straight balls as Gannon Thompson reaches first for the second time today. In back-to-back plate appearances, he's had back-to-back walks, and there are 2 members of the Sioux Falls Storm, the indoor football team in town, came and threw out the first pitch. And Lee Cohn takes a fastball on the outside corner for the first strike thrown by Newman. The members of the Storm came out and threw the first pitch. We met them last week around town and asked them if they wanted to come to today's game. Lee Cohn pops this one down the right field line. Backing up is Strong, who makes the catch down the right field line for out number 1.
Now batting the third baseman, number 27, Dane Frazier.
And the Storm players, they're giving the Trappers a little bit of a mouthful, trying to get into their heads. It's Dane Frazier, who's the only run that has scored today, takes a pitch away for ball 1. And as much as I don't want to say it, because it might just lead to a delayed ball game. We're so close to the finish line, but I think I'm seeing flashes of light in the outfield. Frazier takes a slider off the plate for ball 2. Frazier walked, stole a base, and later scored off the Adonis Forte double after singling in the second and striking out Later than that, a breaking ball misses away. It's 3-0 to Frazier. Newman has only thrown 2 strikes since coming in, 11 balls. 8 to start off this inning. Here's the 3-0. Misses high. He has walked the bases loaded in his first appearance of the season, and his fellow baseball ops intern, Nolan Summerfield, is trying to come out to calm him down. I think some fans are starting to see the flashes of light out in the distance, as well as a few of them are starting to make their way out of the stands into the exit. Just 8 outs away from the end of this game. 7 hits for the Trappers, 6 for the Sunfish. But boy, does the run column show different. 10-run difference, an 11-1 ball game in favor of the Trappers, who are looking to take the series lead against the Sunfish, as the first pitch to Adonis Forte misses. It's currently tied at 5 apiece, and with game number 11 on the season tonight, whoever wins this will take the 6-5 lead. A swing and a miss on the curveball by Forte evens the count at 1. Breaking ball misses high and away to Adonis now. It's 2-1. The Sunfish scored their lone run of the game in the 7th inning after going 6 scoreless. Here's the 2-1. Slider hits the inside corner to the lefty Forte, and the count's back even. What's up next for the Sunfish? Tomorrow, the team travels for a 1-game road stand in Pierre. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball got him inside, and Forte goes down for out number 2. After walking the bases loaded, Newman is on the verge of leaving them stranded. That'll be the first time today that the Sunfish have left the bases loaded to end an inning. Yesterday, they did it 3 times, and there was 1 out in center field. Slider hits the outside corner. Said Hicks. I was going for a mix of hit and nicks the outside corner. Hicks. We'll see if we can get that one to stick. I've created a lot of words this summer. Curveball. Hits the corner again. Mix doesn't swing. It's 0-2. After the 1-game road stand in Pierre, it's another long homestand for Sioux Falls. 3 against Hastings this weekend. Keep forgetting about the makeup game in Fremont on Monday. The breaking ball that looked like it hit the exact same spot as the previous 2 pitches, this time misses away for a ball. So 3-game homestand this weekend against the Hastings Sodbusters before a makeup game from the rainout on the 27th of May in Fremont on Monday. Fastball blooped just up the middle into the glove of an awaiting Patrick Connor. And Jacob Newman, in his first appearance pitching, walks the bases loaded just to leave them stranded. No runs crossed on no hits, no errors, 3 left on. We're heading into the last frame of this one. Glovich returns to the mound. The Trappers lead by 10. Caden Cardoso leads off the ninth. It's the 1-2-3 for the Trappers. 3 of the 11 runs have come from the first 2 spots in the lineup, and if you tack on the 2 by Eric Mass from the 3 spot, that's 5 of the 11 runs coming from the first 3 in the lineup for Pierre tonight. First pitch from Glovich is skyrocketed to the left side, coming over is Frazier, but that ball's hooking foul. Actually, it wasn't too far. It looks like it just landed in the Trappers bullpen, but just out of the reach of Frazier for strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike to Cardoso, who singled all the way back in the first inning, which seems like eons ago, stole a base and scored for the first run of the game. Drives this one down the third base line into the glove. And actually, no, that is still Dane Frazier. He looked a bit different. And for some reason, I forgot what his number was, but nope. That's Dane Frazier. He jumps and makes the grab for out number 1 on the hard line out by Cardoso. Right where Frazier's standing, there is a pillar here in the press box blocking my view of third. I had to lean to my left and with it bring my standing microphone. Soft ground ball to the second base side, charging his mix. He grabs it, underhand toss to Lee Cone for out number 2. The lightning in the distance, it almost looks like heat lightning. It doesn't necessarily look like it's anything threatening, because it's a muggy 85 here in Sioux Falls right now. And that lightning doesn't look like it'd be anything from rain, even though the clouds are dark in the distance. As we get to Eric Mast. And lightning is lightning. Fastball right down the middle, taken by Mast for strike 1. In the fourth quarter, the Bucks and the Hawks are tied at 92 apiece for you basketball fans. Never mind, a dunk by the Hawks makes it 94-92. A hard slider by Glovich puts Mast behind 0-2. Glovich winds and delivers. Fastball high. 10-run ball game here in the top of the 9th inning. The first 2 retired quickly by Glovich, who's had a strong appearance in relief. Oh! A foul tip into the glove of Carter Tibbetts, but the bat out of the hand of Eric Mass went into the outfield. Down the first base line, Nolan Field, he's walking back with it. Good thing he didn't get hit, and neither did any Sunfish. A 3-up, 3-down, top of the 9th inning. The Sunfish trail by 10. They'll have a long way to come back if they want to win this one. We'll see what they can do when we return from the bottom of the 9th inning on the Sunfish Radio Network and the Sunfish live stream.
Sunfish.
Brent Bramlett will come in relief to try and close this one out. He's not in a save position after coming in with a 10-run Trappers lead here in the bottom of the ninth. Jacob Newman goes 1 inning of no-hit, no-run baseball with 3 walks and a strikeout, and Bramlett blows a fastball by a swinging Kenneth Dutka. Bramlett, a very familiar foe to this Sunfish team. A fastball misses away. Back on the 16th, 1 2/3 innings pitched, 3 runs, 2 hits, 3 walks. In the 13-5 Sunfish win, Dutka gets a piece of that one to the back netting. Bramlett is 0-3 on the season, a 19 even ERA through 8 games. 9 innings pitched, 21 walks, 6 strikeouts. He's up 1-2 on Dutka. Dutka gets another piece of that one to the left side netting. It was a close game through 5, just a 3-0 Trappers lead, and that dreaded 6th inning back-to-back nights proves to be fatal as a curve misses the inside corner. The Trappers thought that Bramlett got him. Dutka had to duck out of the way. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed, a fastball outside, 1 away. Back-to-back nights that the Trappers score 5 or more in the 6th inning. They scored 5 last night to take the lead, and tonight they extended their lead to 11 with an 8-run 6th inning. It's Jonathan Brandon who takes a curveball behind him. He was ready to wear that one, and, well, he's already been hit tonight. It's his 2nd time in 3 games. And, well, actually 2nd time in 4 games, correction. And, well, here's the 1-0. He told me on the bus a slider gets him to swing outside. He told me on the trip back from Carroll, Iowa against the Whiskey Jacks that down at Louisiana Lafayette, he doesn't get hit at all. I think he said before getting hit this weekend against the Whiskey Jacks, he'd only been hit less than 5 times in his career. Curveball hits the inside corner, gets Brandon looking. He's down 1-2. The 1-2. Got him swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts for Brent Bramlett, and the Sunfish down by 10 or down to their last out. What a game that would be if the Sunfish somehow tied it up in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs. And the man to start that off would definitely be Will Olson, who swings through a fastball. He has a single in the 6th inning, and that's it. Had another single robbed by Patrick Connor at short. Curveball misses in the dirt. Connor's been a brick wall on the left side tonight. Here's the 1-1. A curveball misses below the knees. First batter to get to 2 balls this inning is Will Olson. It's a 2-1 count. Everyone else has been at a 1-2. Here's the 2-1. Fastball in the dirt. It's 3-1. Bramlett not getting Olson to chase. He got Dutka and Jonathan Brandon with pitches outside, and he goes for the fastball away, and Will Olson draws the walk. So like I said, with 2 outs, what a time to start a rally. And the man to do it would be Will Olson, who draws the leadoff walk, and it doesn't matter how you get on, and all that matters is that you get on. And brings up Carter Tibbetts, who has reached 3 times today. His on-base percentage getting a few points. He's already one of the higher ones on the team. Slider misses low. Tibbetts singled, reached on a fielder's choice, and walked. He's been over to third base twice today, has not scored yet. Swings through a slider. One ball, one strike. The Trappers lead by 10 in the bottom of the ninth here at Karras Park. Foul to the back netting. 1-2. Tibbetts fouls one over the back netting. It's still a 1-2 count. Staying alive. Runner at first. 2 outs. Trappers lead by 10. They've held 11 runs since the 6th inning. They have not scored in the 7th, 8th, or 9th. The Sunfish only scoring in the 7th inning tonight. Tibbetts swings and misses for the 3rd strikeout of the inning. Bramlett comes in and strikes out the side, only allowing a walk to Will Olson. Final pitch, 9:31. Just under a 3-hour ball game. 2 hours and 56 minutes, your final time. The winning pitcher tonight, well, Mason Torvey. He goes 6 innings of 5-hit, no-run baseball, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts for Mason Torvey. And the loss will be handed, unfortunately, to Caleb Krantz. Krantz today, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 8 runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. The Trappers win their 2nd in a row after losing 10 straight before this Sunfish series. 11 runs off 7 hits, no errors, 10 left on base for the Trappers. The Sunfish are not shut out tonight. They have yet to be shut out this season. 1 run off 6 hits, 1 errors. And it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 13 left on base tonight. Again, you just take a couple of those guys off. It's even a different ball game if some of those guys can cross. It's the left on base that have really killed the Sunfish this season. The Trappers win their 2nd straight and improve to 8-15 on the season. They're still behind the Sunfish by... Let's see, the Sunfish fall to 10-14. So that's 2.5 games that the Trappers are behind the Sunfish. They lose their 3rd straight while the Trappers win their 2nd. A quick look around the Expedition League. As we're about to sign off, the Sabre Dogs again won 7-2 earlier today. In the bottom of the 5th inning, the Tommyknockers now are trailing the Western Nebraska Pioneers. The Pioneers came back. It's 9-8 in the bottom of the 5th. The Wheat City Whiskey Jacks have taken a 3-run lead against the Fremont Moo in the bottom of the 8th from Kraft Field. They lead 7-4. While the Cannon County Spuds broke open their lead, it's 11-1 from Casper against the Horseheads. So the Moo in possibility of losing their 4th straight, while the Pioneers are on the verge of, if they can hold on their 1-run lead, of winning their 9th straight and potentially clinching a Clark Division first half championship. But the Sunfish fall in their 3rd straight game, twice now to the Trappers, who had lost 10-0. The Trappers take a 6-5 series lead over the Sioux Falls Sunfish this season. The Sunfish travel back to Pierre to face off against the Trappers in a 1-game road series tomorrow before returning this weekend in a 3-game series against the Hastings Sodbusters. Tomorrow night, first pitch will be 7:05 on the Sunfish Radio Network. Otherwise, you can join Tyler Katz on the Trappers live stream on YouTube. He's the Trappers broadcaster. 7:05 first pitch from Pierre. Once again from Sioux Falls tonight, the Trappers rout the Sunfish. 11 runs, 7 hits, no errors, 10 left on base. The Sunfish, 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error, 13 left on. Tune in to the Sunfish Radio Network tomorrow and catch the 3rd episode of The Fish Tank on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and SoundCloud. It's Kenneth Dutka this week, on the podcast. Myself and Walker Bullington talk about the ending of the first half of the season and also just kind of talk about our favorite mascots or team names from around minor league baseball, college baseball. Walker asked me how I would handle myself in a fight, and we get to learn a little bit about Kenneth Dutka of the Sioux Falls Sunfish, the outfielder and pitcher for Sioux Falls this season. Tune into the Fish Tank on Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Podcasts. The links are posted on Sunfish social media. Once again, the Trappers beat the Sunfish 11-1 from Karras Park. Join us tomorrow on the Sunfish Radio Network, 7:05, first pitch from Pierre. For everyone working in the Sunfish organization, I'm David Coyer. Go Fish. We'll see you tomorrow night.